and articulate himself, even though we don't necessarily always agree on everything. I have a massive amount of respect for. He's a good guy. I really have nothing bad to say about him. This whole situation with his wife, for everyone out there that's like, rejoicing and laughing and saying, yeah, ha ha ha, blah blah blah, like, bro, that's some shitty behavior, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I think if anything, look at the situation for what it is, learn from it. Yeah. Obviously, I hope whatever is going on between him and his wife, gets sorted out. Yeah. But this is something that I've kind of mentioned before already. I've told Destiny this before. That I don't think open relationships ever work whenever a woman is open as well. Yeah. It only works when the man is open, but never when the woman's open. And it comes back to what we were discussing earlier, and I've been saying this for years. A woman can't serve two masters. She really can't. Right. And whenever you open the door for her to, exercise options or explore other men, at some point, you're opening the door for her to attach to someone else that might be able to have traits that you might not necessarily have. Whereas as a man, we don't operate like that. Right. We're like, your girl is your girl for a reason, So... with that said, obviously I hope Destiny's okay. I hope nothing, bad is going on. I hope, him and his wife are able to reconcile this to some degree where it doesn't damage him from a financial perspective as much, especially since he invested a good amount of money into her with platforming her. Bam, obviously, man. He's very successful financially. Smart guy. Yeah, she's been able to build off her own little platform off of him. So I hope that he doesn't, as well. Yeah, I hope he doesn't get, financially torched for it. But yeah. I mean, it's just sad what's going on here between her. It's just like, dude, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile, right? And it's like, 100%. I looked at this and I was like, man, like, this chick, man, like, she's on some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And this happened.
So Destiny isn't a bad person, 100%. Really cool guy. I just think he made a choice where, it was going to benefit him in the long term. Yeah. And as men, we make choices, Yeah. It wasn't a perfect choice. Maybe it was a bad choice, but ultimately,
yeah. I just hope nothing happens to him financially. Yeah, he could recover.
Think about this though. If women like security, right? Women like security, boundaries. Women, they talk this shit on Facebook and all this Instagram, but women love boundaries. Like, it makes them feel secure. Just think about if you got a woman, right? And she look at you and she say, "Oh, he'll let me do whatever." Like, they think you don't care about them when you let them rip and run and run wild like that. And
so it's weird to think about it because they love the boundaries, because it just shows how strong of a mindset you have and how strong as a leader you are. But it does come with a little bit of friction. It does come with friction, but you have to be willing to get that friction.
Oh, when you.
That's a good point, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they need the security. Yeah, and boundaries is a good way. Like, I ain't never really met no woman who was into me that bucked back at boundaries. Yeah. That's only when women using you as a placeholder and shit like that, and they don't really like you. Then they be like, oh, you controlling and shit. But when a woman like you, she like to feel secure in those boundaries. And when women like you, they'll play within those boundaries. Yeah. But if you let them run wild, they gonna run wild, and they gonna think you don't care about them. Yeah. And if a woman think you don't care about her, if she think that you don't care about her, you're not gonna get her all. She's not gonna put her all into you.
Yeah. Can I mention as well? I don't know what it is, but whenever a girl's like not from the U.S. and wants to come to America, I just find a hard time believing that it's actually genuine. And like, I mean, I don't know her that well. We talked to her a couple times on different shows, but like, bro, when you evolve a green card, bro, she's seeing money green as well. So you never know.
Oh, she's not from here?
Nah, she's not from here.
Hey, so, there you go. That's she's from That's it. She's not from here, bro. Americans, do you guys have to understand? We as Americans, we have to understand that we have something they call the passport, bro. That is one of the most important assets that we have as men, the passport.
First, I forget what country it is. Someone in the chat's going to put it. It's a first world Western country. Yeah. That's like super liberal.
Sweden. But again, you see a guy living in the U.S. that you can kind of like, talk to and,
finesse,
chip down a little bit and make your own angle at him. You're going to go for it and then see where it goes. And I think that's what happened here.
That's what happened.
So, yeah. They got to stop falling for this, let's be open shit. Because women don't respect you if they fucking somebody else.
Yeah.
100%.
They got to stop falling for that. That shit crazy.
And I think as someone, Sweden is where it's from. And I think, for all the guys out there, that to learn from this situation, if you got some money, you got some status, etc., like, you're the boss, man. Like, put these women in their place. Like, don't let them sit there and say, I want to be open, and you actually, like, no, because whenever you have a title, you have an image to protect, you got some status, you got some money, etc., like, you got something to lose. And when women run around and do dumb shit, like, you can really deal with some serious negative consequences for that. It's not a good look for you.
Fuck up your whole bag.
Yeah. We spoke earlier, and women can only do what you allow them to do to you. So, as, for example, let's say you're a man of means and you have status and success in your frame, you have boundaries that she's going to follow. Versus the opposite, you have money, status, but no frame. Yeah. She'll do whatever.
Yeah, you got to protect
you
that
allow
shit.
It, though.
Yeah,
you have to.
Like, I would say, like, for all the guys out there, man, you guys are successfully making some money, etc. Like, you got to be even more clamped down on her not doing some bullshit.
Yeah, you have to be so strict, man. And so strict that you think she's going to leave you because it's so strict. Because you remember, when it comes down to female nature, you have to not think that you're dealing with man, right? With man behavior. You have to really flip it around to make sure it makes sense. Because female nature is just based on emotion, folks. It's not based on logic.
Bullshit, right? You know what I mean? And I've always said, like having money and status, like, and this is a perfect example of that. Like, having money and status isn't gonna get girls to be on your program if you don't got frame. Like, you gotta have frame too.
You gotta have that.
That's
like
huge.
The money and status will just let her tolerate you a little bit longer, but it's not necessarily gonna get her in line. You gotta have that in your head, and then you're able to implement it. The money and status helps you with letting her know that you ain't gonna get this again, dummy. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you still have to have the frame, whether you make $50K a year or $500K a year or $5 million a year. You still have to have that frame regardless.
So we spoke earlier as well, and you mentioned back in the day, you didn't need as much to get women because there was less access.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick, Dre.
Very good point, Dre.
You know, you're a little bit older, right? We get some wisdom from you.
Yeah.
You were, picking up girls before this crazy social media, before
Online
Instagram, dating era,
Facebook.
age,
You
blah,
had to
blah,
go
blah.
out and talk to women.
Yeah, what was it like back then, man?
It was easier, but it was.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
This is not just 1 hour delivery. This is help with the holidays, right in your neighborhood. Well,
let me put it like this. Nowadays, if you, like I said earlier, if you can get yourself up to barely passing, you can get laid easy because they throwing pussy away like nobody's business. They don't care about being called no whore. They call themselves hoes. They don't care. They throwing pussy away like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's changed in that sense. So if you can get yourself
a little bit
if
higher.
you can get yourself to a certain point, it's easier. However, women.
Well, it's higher, but at the same time, you need game. Because the reason you need game is because you're dealing with very unhealthy people. So your level of social awareness has to be very high. You see this show, like whatever podcast, and they see those debates. That's literally you're trying to just destroy their frame with game. Like
women are a lot less tolerable to mistakes and bullshit.
Yeah.
Prime example, I get a lot of guys who they'll go on a first date with a woman. Now, women come hot and ready nowadays. And so they'll go on a first date with a woman and the guy don't close, right? The guy don't close. So the spark may be there, the chemistry may be there. You know, this chick done spent 5 hours getting ready, putting on makeup, shaving and shit, and matching bra and panties. Think about it. Every time you had sex with a girl for the first time, the bra and panties match,
I understand
right?
what they say. I don't think, let me see, there's more to this.
Always all where it come from. You ain't never heard no virgin say that. You ain't never heard, if a
6'2", bro.
Yeah.
No one's here. It's perfect.
And the thing is, man, like women be on some, like, there's girls out there, man, that are like looking.
Hey, I'm gonna put the link in the description down below for this video. Personally, man, the writing was in the wall, man. He didn't see it coming. I understand. At the same time, it's all about understanding female nature, folks. If you don't understand female nature, that thing's gonna really, really, really hunt you. You have to. Well, let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.